So we want to make our retrieval low stakes for our students so that no matter what, all students are engaging in the retrieval questioning. The way you set up your retrieval and the task design will then best lead to creating a low stakes environment for students. One really good tool for doing this is by using talk. The joy of talk is that it's transient, it can be messy, students can rephrase what they mean and hear what other people are saying without having to put pen to paper. At Beckfoot, we use everyone think, everyone discuss in order to get them doing this. Furthermore, it prevents any sort of barrier around literacy or the logistics of whiteboard pens from students engaging in the retrieval task. However, we do also love using mini whiteboards, particularly in my subject, Humanities, in order to build a low stakes retrieval questioning without making students worry about their books becoming messy or them getting the incorrect answer. Now, the joy of mini whiteboard is that we have a range of acceptability in our questioning for Humanities, and so students can still express their own kind of interpretation of questions whilst allowing this teacher to spot misconceptions and errors. There are two main reasons why we need to always do feedback based on our retrieval activities. Firstly, we need to recognise success and correct learning by consolidating and reinforcing the correct answers that students have successfully retrieved. We can do that through praise, through high scores on retrieval quizzes, and generally ensuring that students know that that is the correct answer to the question. We want to be balancing low stakes with powerful feedback, and so sometimes it might be that a student gets an answer incorrect because of a misconception or they've got confused, and often, particularly in Humanities, where there is no yes or no answer, there is a range of acceptable answers. The teacher might need to unpick with that student why it is the incorrect answer or why they've made the error of decision making in their retrieval task. It might also be that a teacher just needs to reframe the question or ask for an example of the fact that they were trying to get the student to retrieve. It's not always the case that it needs a full reteach or reactivate, but sometimes just an adaptation for that individual student. The nature of your retrieval practice will then influence the way that you design how best to do your feedback. So, for example, if you were to do a retrieval quiz, it is most likely that you will then display the answers in order for students to self-check their work. However, there are little tips and tweaks you can do to best engage students in that activity and inform you as a teacher. For example, by only showing one answer at once to minimise cognitive load, and also to get students engaging with why that's the correct answer or why that's an incorrect answer. And sometimes that is the most powerful part of the retrieval activity, rather than students getting an answer correct because of a lucky guess or because it was what their partner said. Now, it might be that the teacher spots that a majority of students are getting an answer incorrect, and so then they need to make decisions around their curriculum design. Is now the time to do a reactivate or a reteach of prior learning because they need it to be able to access that very lesson? Or does the curriculum need addressing for this cohort to revisit that prior learning that students are getting incorrect? Or the next year's cohort to come through and not establish those misconceptions that the current cohort has done? It doesn't always have to be that the teacher does full feedback and reteach after every single retrieval task, because our lessons are short and time is precious.